Welcome to the Strategy Mob Podcast. Tune in for everything you need to know to stay in the know regarding the automotive industry. Here's your host, Jason Harris.
I want to elaborate a little bit on that because, I agree with you. I'm all the way down to actually the sales position, needs to be split up because there's two parts to the sales role now. There's the actual product knowledge, which I think both me and you agree, majority of the salespeople we meet out there don't know their product. And neither do they seem to want to know their product as well as I honestly find when I hear that saying, the customer knows more about the product than my salespeople do, but then there's almost kind of like a smile with it. How is that acceptable? I just don't even understand that, because in no other vertical and no other industry will we actually be okay with the fact that the customer knows more about the product than our sales professionals do, right? So I'm thinking it's almost like two roles. There's the transactional part of it. Then there's the actual product knowledge of it, I just got into a Lincoln Navigator the other day. I mean, holy crap. There's enough technology in there to make me go a little cross-eyed, let alone anybody else. Sorry, go ahead. You had something to say.
In Apple, you've got sales and you got a genius. And what is the purpose of that genius? Once you buy that Apple phone, the genius is the one who's going to teach you how to use it because it's so darn complicated that you need a genius to teach you. And it's the same thing in the car business. Listen, this is one role I don't understand. I'll never understand. And honestly, why aren't our BDCs staffed with our best salespeople?
I'm with you on that.
That's where the questions are being answered.
That's exactly, and that's also where the relationship is starting.
Right. So once they get to the dealership, it's confirmation, test drive, and buy.
It 100% is, right? So
it's no longer that guy doesn't. Product knowledge portion of the sales is done. Most of the negotiating has already been done, because if he didn't get any numbers, he wouldn't be sitting in your dealership to begin with. Getting off the used car manager. And that's what just bothers me is the whole demographics of variable operations of car dealerships needs to be relooked at. Look at Carvana. Their call center is based out of Arizona. So a guy in New York is calling Arizona for product knowledge on a car that's sitting in Florida. How does that work? And the guy agrees to buy that car in Florida, and they ship it up to him in New York. And the whole transaction happened through Arizona. How does that make sense? So I literally stopped by a dealership, a good friend of mine the other day, had to do some business with him. And he was out front telling me, we got 12 sales guys, but we need to go to 20. And I was like,
but it hasn't always been our default. That's our default answer. When we don't think we're getting enough efficiency out of our processes, instead of actually working back towards a process, we decide to throw more bodies at the situation.
Which is even insane. It's even insane to me today to hear this, because how many transactions does one Carvana operator handle in any given month? I mean, that's what I think about. I mean, how many cars did that guy actually sell? 100? 50? They sell 40,000 cars a month. That's a lot of transactions. How many call reps do you think they have? You think they have 400 car reps in one room, or even that 200, so that 200 people can sell 40,000 cars? That's however many cars a piece. You think they use that kind of strategy in how they run their operation? But as car dealers, we still use that old strategy. If we want to sell 200 cars, we need 20 salespeople each doing 10 cars a piece. Okay, that's great math. Makes perfect sense. And 9 times out of 10, you pull up to any dealership, and what are these guys doing?
They're just literally sitting out the window. They're fogging up the window, going, "Gonna give me one today."
And then look at their managers. What are any managers doing? If you really want to hurt some feelings, how much training is going on in the dealership?
Thanks for tuning in to the Strategy Mob Podcast with your host, Jason Harris. Don't want to miss new content? Be sure to sign up to be a mobster at strategymob.com to stay in the know. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Happy podcasting.